Corbin Pinnell, also known as Jupiter the Hybrid, is probably the most reprehensible person I have covered on this channel. With a laundry list of predatory behavior, Corbin has been terrorizing the internet for years now. If you want to know the full story on Corbin, I highly recommend that you watch my first video on him, TikTok's worst predator, Jupiter the Hybrid. But a quick rundown would be that Corbin is a man in his mid-20s who believes that he is a werewolf-vampire hybrid, and has been caught numerous times speaking to minors in an explicit manner. The only thing that rivals Corbin's creepiness would be his weirdness, crafting a mythical universe which he fully believes, full of demons, devils, and monsters. And as criticism against Jupiter increased, so did his descent into this fantasy world, using it more and more often as an excuse for his behavior, or as a threat against people speaking out on him. It all started a couple months back with the creation of a new YouTube channel and TikTok account for Jupiter. These accounts started as a way to apologize for the years of terrible behavior that Corbin had committed, but as I just spoke about, would descend into nothing but threats. You see, Corbin has been going around saying, yes, I did all of those horrible things in my past, I admit it, but I am now changed, and he fully expects everybody to just drop it. So when he sees comments in his YouTube and TikTok calling him a predator, it infuriates him, causing him to post either in YouTube Shorts or on his TikTok channel. The format for his TikToks usually consist of him typing out a paragraph, threatening all of his haters, while a picture of him uses a filter to slowly turn into some kind of demon or monster. And this would be how things would go for quite some time. Jupiter saying he's sorry, threatening the trolls, and repeating the process all over again. That is until he started going live on his YouTube channel. This was extremely unusual for Corbin, as he usually just posts his short format videos, and we would quickly find the answer to why he was doing this. During his first live stream from his new YouTube channel, he would begin to discuss the future, and how he would have to do some terrible things to make amends for what he had done. He would also discuss someone called Jess, claiming that they were his new girlfriend, sending chills down the spine of anyone who knows Corbin's past.
Shout out to HH, my girl Jess's brother, and Jess herself. Love you, baby. Always will. You see, many of you see me as a pedophile. Hell, I guess all of you see me that way now. And that is the truth. I am one. So here it is, my apology to all of you. I apologize for being the bad pedophile I was, and I am. This recording will be going up on YouTube, so please like, follow, and subscribe. You know, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Anyway, and to all my pedophilia followers who are still pedophiles and want me to continue, I have one thing to say to you. I am not one of you. I never will be one of you. I am a good person. I have nothing bad. I don't have any bad bones in my body. So, yes, I am and or was a pedophile. I never will be again, and I promise you that. In fact, I apologize for ever thinking I could get away with it, you know? I apologize. Also, HH, Jessica, my girl, Jessica's brother, please do not be mad at me for not doing the breakdance right. I couldn't get it right because my room's too cramped.
So I think the ending of that video tells you quite a bit as to who this new girlfriend really is. An obvious troll who was trying to get Corbin to breakdance for her. I believe the live stream that you just saw was also the result of a request made by his new girlfriend, Jess. The way he blatantly states it, like it's just some kind of oopsie, is absolutely insane. And you can see the real disconnect that Corbin feels for the crimes that he has committed. It's almost like when he tells himself that he's a different person, that he actually believes that he is a completely different person to who did this, and merely catching the rap for something that he had no hand in. I really think that's how he feels about all this. Because while he'll sit there and say all day long that he's a predator, God forbid someone in the comments say it too. Jupiter would go live the very next day, I believe also by the request of Jess. This live would be a little different, not being an admission of guilt, but merely him reading chat, which never fails to get under Jupiter's skin.
So, if you don't want me hunting, if you don't want it to be open season on your ass, then you best leave. Because I will hunt each of you down and claim your head. One after the other. Mounted on my wall as a trophy. Hey, you can piss off. And Paladin, there is going to be someone other than me who's going to have to end your career and your life.
Corbin,
I don't care.
don't be talking like that. Go to your room if you're going to be talking like that. That's inappropriate.
Sure. Sure, I'm a monster. And she's my staff, you asshole.
I can already tell that the staff is absolutely fed up with Corbin. This has to be a regular occurrence, him making hyper-violent statements. I mean, I'm not sure if I could even show some of them on YouTube, they're so explicit and thought out. And it's crazy to see because on the surface, you get this vibe that Corbin is relatively peaceful, he's soft-spoken, even being respectful at times, but then you find out all of the abhorrent things that he has done. And you see a couple of his TikTok demon videos, and you realize that just below the surface is an incredibly dangerous person, one who has no issues using others to his own ends. But it seemed like for once the shoe was on the other foot, because Corbin's new girlfriend was talking him into some pretty crazy things. While I'm sure there will be stuff behind the scenes that we will never hear about, the most prominent of the things that she had Corbin do would be the pony burning. The Great Pony Burning of 2024 has to be one of the most pivotal events in Jupiter the Hybrid history. For context, Jupiter has a small collection of stuffed ponies from the popular franchise My Little Pony. One particular pony is named Sheratora, and in the past, Jupiter has described her as his wife, stating that him and Sheratora were in a happy, loving relationship ever since he brought her to life with blood magic. When I asked Corbin during my interview with him how Sheratora came to be created, he stated through a combination of DNA and black magic, so I don't think blood magic is the appropriate term. I don't want to get off on too much of a tangent, but I want to tell you that Corbin really valued this pony. There were times that he would speak to it as if it was a real person, even describing all the little ponies he had as him and Sheratora's children. That is what makes the Great Pony Burning of 2024 such a disturbing act. Jupiter's new girlfriend, Jess, would demand that he burned all of his ponies, as a gesture of good faith and symbol of his love towards her. And I cannot stress to you how little Jupiter wanted to do this. And when the live stream started, he seemed very hesitant to light the fire, claiming that if the McDonald's bag he had put them in didn't take, he would just throw them away.
As I said, around 4 o'clock today, I will be burning some things, but it is a little windy right now. So I hope this works. This is for my girl Jess. These objects are going to be burned by this. Come on, you piece of... Alright, there it goes. Anyway, that's the best I could do. But yeah, this pony got some damage, but I don't believe it's going to go any further than that. So, Jess, I'm sorry, but I couldn't get it to burn all the way. I'm really sorry.
Two things before we continue this live stream. One, this is all happening in the backyard of his group home. I believe what Corbin told his caretakers was that he was going to throw some things away, only to slink off to the backyard and attempt to burn his collection of ponies. I want to make it very clear that this was just the minor beginning of the fire. Eventually it's going to get much bigger. The second thing would be Corbin merely wanting to throw out all of the ponies instead of burning them. This McDonald's bag burn attempt was very half-assed. Fellow YouTuber Smokey MCC even speculated that he was going to pick the ponies out of the trash later. And after rewatching that clip, I have to say, I agree. He was trying to pull a fast one on Jess, but she was too quick. Witnessing the minimal damage that had been done to the ponies, she would swiftly contact Corbin, telling him that this level of damage was nowhere near a statement of love, and that if they were to remain together, he would have to completely incinerate them. After a little bit of hesitation, Corbin would begin a second attempt, this time to far greater success.
But I don't want to do it, but I have to. Forgive me, my camera's turned around. But I'll get it right back in place after I'm finished with what I'm doing, so I don't have to look at their faces. Sacrifices I have to make. I'm doing what must be done. This is all part of my old life, part of the old me. That's willing to put everything aside, burning it all to ash. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Or so the saying goes. Alrighty, gonna move that away from the house though. Gonna do this. Let's move this away from the house. I'm gonna stand over here. Okay, whatever blows towards the house I'll put out. Or at least I'll leave it to its own devices. But yeah, this is a sacrifice I'm willing to make on my own behalf. Sorry, I'm just looking for a way to get these things out into the yard. But yeah, you'll see. All of it's burning to ash now. But I'll make sure to put it out once it's out. But yeah, there goes everything I loved. There goes everything I loved. Look at this. But I'm making sure no fire gets to the house, of course, because you never know what'll happen. So whenever... I'll let the wind put out the ashes, of course. But yeah, you see? This is what I was willing to do for everyone. To show that I'm willing to move on. Whatever the fire doesn't burn, though, I'll toss. Whatever this doesn't burn, I will toss it. Whatever doesn't burn, whatever stays on the side that doesn't burn, I will toss away into the garbage. But yeah, had to bring it somewhere where there was wind and also a lick of scent. Just waiting for the wind to put it out, really. But whatever doesn't burn from the garbage, whatever doesn't burn, I'll throw away. Alright, Corbin. Watch all of it burn, everybody, because... Oh, shit. Forgot about that. So whatever doesn't burn, I'll throw away, everybody. I'm not doing anything. This is for you, Jess. But yeah, this goes to Jess. I'm showing you all what is necessary. But don't worry, I'll put out the fire before it spreads. Don't you worry none. Alright. Yeah. Yeah.
Throughout the bonfire, you can hear Corbin muttering to himself that he really doesn't want to do this, but has to, making me believe that Jess laid down an ultimatum. It's either me or the ponies. So Corbin would go through with his heinous actions, burning Sheratora, saying that she was a part of his old life, making me believe that he was trying to see this as a symbolic moment for himself, that with the burning of Sheratora, so would be burned away the sins of his past, causing the public to finally forgive him. He would also talk about his fear of lighting the house on fire, as well as his fear of the police showing up, which is not helped by the fact that there are unrelated sirens in the background. It just goes to show that Corbin knew he was not supposed to light this fire, that it could actually get him in a bit of trouble, but he was still willing to take that chance for his girl, Jess. I'm also shocked at just how flammable these ponies are, burning for a good little while and putting out a substantial flame. Jupiter may have just solved the energy crisis. Pony-based steam energy is the future. I'm also sitting here asking myself, how did the caretakers allow this to happen? I would say that preventing things like this would be a big part of the job. Corbin has started a 2-foot fire only 6 feet away from the house. But to Corbin, it's not a fire. It's a sacrifice. You even heard him say, "There goes everything I ever loved." Then why burn it? I get that your new girlfriend is asking to, but if you love these items and believe that they are alive, you're technically committing murder, and in the most brutal way possible. It makes me think, would he do this to real people if the situation was right? Humor me, and let's say that in some alternate dimension, Jupiter's a businessman with a mistress. This is some burn the house down with the family inside kinda shit. Some collect insurance and take off to Mexico kinda shit. It only makes me question what he is truly capable of under the right circumstance. But I'm digressing super hard right now. Back to the bonfire. Jupiter would attempt to put out the raging flames with his shoe, almost melting it in the process. You guys see just how big the fire has gotten at this point. There are pony eyeballs made of plastic popping. The flames are shooting up over 2 feet. This is by no means a small fire, and could very well have burnt down not only his group home, but the surrounding houses. Some poor neighbor of Corbin's, who was probably just messing around in his backyard, witnessed this, and upon realizing that it was a member of the group home who started this fire, he would approach Corbin, asking him just what he was up to.
So yeah, everyone. Showing you what I'm willing to sacrifice.
What are you doing?
Just getting rid of some items I never
All
needed.
you have to do is throw it away, man. You're gonna make the fire to come and get that down here. What's wrong with you?
I was trying to push out the whole entire time. I told
It doesn't
everyone.
look like you're trying to shut it off.
I was letting.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw this though.
Look at all the smoke stuff going on.
Yeah. Don't worry, if they show up, we'll just say we have it all under control. Just stomping out the cinders.
No, man. What's wrong with you, man? You know better.
I know. Someone asked me to do this,
This
so
whole place caught up on fire, bro.
I wasn't trying to. I'll apologize to the neighbor later. Look, everyone. I was willing to make a sacrifice, and I did. I made a sacrifice.
So in the beginning you hear a neighbor scolding Corbin for starting such a large fire in his backyard, and at the end you see a group home staff member scolding Corbin for knowing better. It may have taken 5 minutes, but thank God 2 people came across this and did something. Corbin was claiming that he was going to let the wind deal with the ashes, and that sounds like one of the worst things that you can do for a fire like this. Corbin even said before all of this started that it was a windy day. He is so lucky that nothing else caught. I guarantee that he was scolded by group home staff, but he still faced no consequences for this pony burning. After a large amount of people had witnessed Jupiter's pony burning antics, they would begin to question just who this Jess character was. Were they actually Corbin's girlfriend? Were they a troll? Maybe a little bit of both? We wouldn't know. But when we finally did find out something about Jess, it would be extremely disturbing. Jess had been dating Corbin under the guise of a 15-year-old girl. While I highly doubt that this troll is actually 15, I believe that Corbin was under the impression the whole time that they were. When he made that apology stream, blatantly stating that he was a predator, he thought that he was actively dating a 15-year-old. And Jupiter has been doing all of these actions under the guise that she is that age. Yet again, another example of why he is the most reprehensible human I have ever covered on this channel. And it seems like most people feel the same way, because shortly after the pony burning livestream, Jupiter's TikTok account would be hacked. I think hacking is probably a grandiose word for it. Jupiter probably just gave a troll his passwords, but the channel would post multiple videos calling Jupiter a predator, even changing the description of his TikTok page to state so. Another notable thing would happen would be the Duke shoutouts. For those who don't know, Corbin has a brother Duke who has also committed some horrible actions, much like Jupiter has. The wider community of people who watch Jupiter will often call him out and his brother for their terrible behaviors, causing Jupiter to defend his brother Duke tooth and nail, making long posts about how he loved his brother and missed him, using his mug shot as the background, and responding to anyone in his TikTok comments posing as Duke. If you said even one negative thing about his brother, who is on the registry, Jupiter would pop off at you. And this was the status quo. Duke posts, threats, post-pony burning was quite eventful, and then silence. For 2 weeks we didn't hear anything out of Corbin. I thought maybe his group home had taken his devices away, or maybe the police had finally caught up to him. But sadly, that would not be the case. Corbin would return to posting to YouTube and TikTok, with the same pattern of him apologizing, defending his family, and threatening the trolls. This would continue until just recently when TikTok banned Jupiter. Rumor has it that he has already started a new TikTok, but I have not seen any evidence of it. And his YouTube channel has been silent for weeks now. I highly doubt that this is the last we hear of Corbin. The police seized 3 of his devices almost a year back now, and I really think that the walls are closing in. Not only for him, but also those who defended and facilitated his behavior. Corbin Pinnell has been and continues to be a reprehensible person who has committed evil for his own gratification, desperately seeking forgiveness from an audience who will never forgive him, nor should they.